Hello, everybody. I'm going to walk you through real quickly how you can very quickly create a virtual classroom that you can actually have your kids do sorting kinds of activities. When I was in the classroom, I used to ask my kids, especially towards the beginning of the year, um, questions like if you are an only child, go to this corner of the room. If you have one sibling, go to that corner of the room. If you have two siblings, go to that corner of the room. If you have three or more, go to that corner of the room. So I would sort of sort them out like that. And I know in this environment, it doesn't seem like that would be possible, but actually there's a way. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So the first thing you do is you go to just open up a new URL and click and type in, slides.new. And that will actually open up a brand new Google slide presentation. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to slide and I'm going to say apply layout and I'm just going to make it blank, which is my favorite thing because I just like to, I'm a control freak. Okay, no problem. Anyway, I'm going to go to insert and I'm going to say image and I'm going to say search the web. So over here in my search box, I'm going to type classroom background clip art because I don't want an actual classroom because it's just going to be too distracting. That looks good. So then I'm going to come over here. And of course, when you do something like this in Google Slides, it is only going to give you things that are copyright free. So that's really a nice thing to see. So there are lots of different options on here. You can do all kinds of different stuff. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to choose this Blackboard right here. So I'm going to click it and then I'm going to click insert. Now you see this Blackboard is not as big as the slide, so I'm going to resize it a little bit, and it's going to be okay if I just, pull this over here. That's going to be fine. If it does it, come on. Okay. And I can also resize it, I can resize it. I can make it a little bit taller, and I can make it a little bit, longer down here. Having some white space around for the activities that we're going to be doing isn't going to be a terrible thing. So I'm going to just sort of resize it a little bit. But, the problem right now is that if I gave this to the students, they could move this all around. I don't want them to be able to do that. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to click File, Download, Download as a PNG. Okay. So my download has happened. So now I'm going to actually make sure the blue border is activated, and I'm going to click backspace, delete. I don't want that anymore. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and I'm going to say change background. And one of the options that you have is to choose an image. So I'm on a Chromebook right now. So I'm going to browse to where I downloaded that image. And I'm going to click on this right here. And I'm going to say open. And now you see that my background is this chalkboard. I cannot move it. It is the background. So it's just sitting there. So anytime you want things on your slide that you don't want the kids to be able to move, just download it as a JPEG or a PNG, and then they won't be able to move it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create the students' name boxes. So I'm going to do a rectangle. Now I may be a little bit more anal than you are, and that's okay. So I'm going to create a rectangle right here. I don't like gray as the background, so I'm going to change that to yellow or something like that. I'm going to change the font from Arial to Georgia or to Happy Monkey or whatever. And then I'm going to, and 14 is probably fine. Maybe go up 1 to 15. And then I'm going to click in here. Oh, last thing that I'm going to do, and again, you don't have to do this. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to center it, and then I'm going to put in here name. Okay, so I have a name box. Now let's say that you've got 25 students in your class, but you want to have your name on there as well. So you would just copy this, and then you would paste it 24 times. And you can do Control V. I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, you can do Control V and you can just paste those really, really quickly because Control V is paste. It seems like Control P should be paste, but actually Control P is print. So I'm going to then take these and I'm going to kind of arrange them just around, sort of in the white space around the board itself. And it doesn't really matter, which order I put them in. So then when the students get this, you're going to hand this out to them as an editable Google slideshow. So it's something that they need to be able to be in edit mode for this. So you're going to hand this out to them. You don't want to do one per kid, you want to do this that it's everybody is is on the same document. You definitely want to let them know that if they use an inappropriate name, and we all can imagine what those might be, that you will erase that, and then they won't be able to participate in the activity. And if they do that twice, you can actually kick them out of your Google Classroom, and they won't be able to get back in that day. So just really emphasize good digital citizenship, and that the students should be taking this seriously. This is school. If they would not call themselves something obscene in your classroom, they should not be calling themselves something obscene in this environment as well. So just going to have to really stick to that and model that and make sure that they understand that. So I'm going to move these all around, and the nice thing is that you really will only have to do this one time, and then after that it's going to be set. So I've got all of these here that I'm going to be moving around and putting them in places. So the days that you want to use this, then you would say to your students, okay, I want you to come in. The first day, what you would do is you would say, I want you to come into this collaborative slide deck, and I want you to choose a name, one of the name rectangles. And I want you to take that. I want you to change the background color if you'd like to. I want you to change the font if you want to let them do that, and type your first name in that. So instead of having name, they would all be, they would just be the individual students' names. So it will be, Amber, and it will be Devante, and it will be, all of the individual students' names. So you would have them do that, and you can type your name in there as well, and they can change the background to whatever it is that you like. So this is how you would then use this to sort of build some community within your classroom. So let's say, like I said, the very first day of school, you want to know, what kind of a family, how many people are in your family. So you can say to them, okay, the question of the day is, if you are in a family that you are the only child, come to this corner right here. And you can actually even put a text box in here. Now watch this. Oh my gosh, you can't see it, can you? That's because it's black type on a black background. But you can come up here to where this little A is underlined, and you can change that to white. Okay. And now that I've got that, I can actually just copy this. I'm going to resize it. And then I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to paste that 3 times. I'm going to move each one of those to a separate corner. And I'm going to change that to keep forgetting to take that child out. Sorry about that. So then what your students would do is on this particular day, you would say, so I want to find out a little bit about you. So you pick after you have changed your nameplate, changed the color and all that, then they would just sort it to the corner where they belong. So I have 2 siblings. So if this was my nameplate right here, I would put myself down there. If my son was doing this, he would put his right there because he's an only child. If my husband was doing this, he would put his over here because he has 1 sibling. And so that just gives your kids an opportunity to kind of get to know each other a little bit better. They can obviously they can resize these. They can put them over the text box that's already there. But anyway, this is just a way that your students can spend a little bit of time getting to know each other a little bit better in this very strange environment in which we are going to be working this year.